All right, let's dive right in. Today, we are zeroing in on one of the most talked about, most in-demand roles in the entire tech industry, and that is the AI engineer. So if you've ever wondered what it really takes to build the future of intelligence, well, you are in exactly the right place. We're going to explore what this role actually means, why it's so incredibly important, and maybe most importantly, how you can become a part of it all. Let's get to it. So let me just start with a question for you. In a world that is just buzzing with different tech roles, which one is seeing, not just explosive growth, but is also commanding some of the most impressive salaries out there? Now, the answer itself might not surprise you, but I promise the numbers will.
And there you have it. The median annual salary for an AI-related role in the United States is a staggering $156,998. This isn't just another job, right? It's a career that shows you the immense value companies are putting on artificial intelligence. But, salary is only half the story.
Just look at the sheer speed of this growth. I mean, while AI roles in general saw a really healthy 25% jump, the specific role of AI and machine learning engineer, it skyrocketed by nearly 42% year over year. This isn't just a trend, folks. It's a full-on gold rush for talent.
So, welcome to the world of the AI engineer. Over the next few minutes, we're going to break down exactly what this discipline is, what the job really involves day to day, and most importantly, we're going to lay out a super clear roadmap for how you can become a part of it. So let's kick things off with the big picture, what we're calling the AI gold rush. And this isn't something that's just happening in Silicon Valley. Oh no. This is a global hunt for skilled engineers who can actually build and deploy these intelligent systems.
And you can see that demand is absolutely global. I mean, whether you're in the US, the UK, India, or Australia, that need for AI engineers translates into some seriously competitive salaries all across the board. Companies everywhere are investing big money to bring this kind of talent in-house. Okay, so we get it. The demand is huge. But what is AI engineering really? It's a discipline that goes way, way beyond just training some cool model on a laptop. It's about building systems that are ready for the real world. And here's the core of it. AI engineering is that absolutely crucial discipline that takes a brilliant idea from a research paper and turns it into a reliable, scalable product that millions of people can actually use. It is literally the bridge from theory to reality. Now, this difference is so important. A data scientist, they might discover a new insight or build a predictive model. The AI engineer is the one who takes that model and builds the entire industrial strength system around it, making sure it works flawlessly out in the wild. Think of it this way. A data scientist's output is knowledge. An AI engineer's output is a working system. Here's a great way to picture it. An AI engineer is kind of like a digital architect. They don't just design one pretty room, they design the entire skyscraper. We're talking the foundation, the electrical systems, the plumbing, making sure it all works together perfectly and can handle the stress. And these are the principles that guide everything they do. See, it's not just about making something that works once. It has to be scalable for millions of users, reliable so it doesn't crash, easy to maintain, efficient, fair, and ethical, and you have to be able to monitor it constantly. This is what separates professional engineering from just playing around with an experiment. Okay, now that we kind of get the discipline, let's get practical. What does an AI engineer actually do all day? Let's break down their core responsibilities. Now, this chart is super revealing. You might think the job is all about model development, but look, that's only about a third of it. A huge chunk of time is spent on data engineering. That's basically preparing the fuel for the AI, and on deployment and operations, which is the whole process of getting the AI out into the real world and keeping it running smoothly. And here are the specific tasks that fill up those hours. It all starts with designing the models and building the data pipelines that feed them. Then you move on to deploying the solution and constantly watching it for drift, which is just a fancy way of saying its performance is slipping because real-world data is changing.
This whole cycle, which is often automated using MLOps or machine learning operations, is a full-time responsibility.
So, the big question, how do you get there? This might be the most important part of our whole chat. We are going to lay out an actionable, step-by-step path to becoming an AI engineer. But before we get to the steps, let this one sink in, because it is the single most important piece of advice you'll hear. A degree is great, but what employers truly, truly want to see is what you can build. Your projects are your proof.
The whole journey can be broken down into these 4 key steps. We're going to start by building a solid foundation. Then we'll master the core technical stuff. After that, it is all about proving your skill with real projects, which then sets you up for the final step, breaking into the field. Let's walk through each one.
Step 1, the foundation. You just can't build a skyscraper on sand, right? Well, in AI, this means you got to get really good at a language like Python, which is the industry standard. It also means really understanding the fundamental math. We're talking linear algebra, calculus, and statistics, because those are the tools that make all the algorithms tick.
All right, step 2 is mastering the core. Here, you build on that foundation by diving deep into machine learning and deep learning concepts. This is where you learn all about things like neural networks and get your hands dirty with the essential tools of the trade, like TensorFlow or PyTorch, that the pros use every single day.
And now for step 3, where you prove you can do it. This is the part we talked about earlier, and it is so crucial. You take all that knowledge and you build things. You create a portfolio of projects on GitHub. You go compete on Kaggle. Build a chatbot, an image recognizer, anything that shows you can apply what you've learned to solve a real problem.
And finally, step 4, break into the field. With your skills and your portfolio ready to go, you start actively hunting for opportunities. This means networking with people in the industry, looking for internships to get that real-world experience, and really preparing for those tough technical interviews that are going to land you your first job. So why does all of this matter so much? Well, because the scale of this transformation is honestly hard to even wrap your head around. Projections suggest that AI could add nearly $20 trillion to the global economy by 2030. This isn't some niche field, it is the future of the entire economy.
And that really brings us to our final thought. The future is being built right now with artificial intelligence. So the only question left is, who's going to be its architect? Will you be one of them?